Excuse me.
It was where there was a money promise. Common area.
There's no way.
Don't you American? Right.
I know, but I didn't want to just go in there and help myself.
I'm like standing right next to it.
I knew where it was at, but it's not.
Next time.
Okay, next time I'll do
Are you?
Do you mind if we take a walk there and?
Hey Sharon, do you mind if I sit your walker outside and then when it's time?
Yes, I do. No, I can't.
Checking it out.
I know, I did her wrong.
Back it up. I do.
I was just thinking of that. What's around the world?
Get rid of it. Yeah, they're gonna start coming to me, yeah. We all have to go.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Rob. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Fatima. Hi, Lydia. Hi, everyone.
Why are you being so nice?
Yeah.
I'm Elaine.
Did you hear Ross? Why are you being so nice? Sage is here.
I do know. Rob, I can have all your little containers. Let you know. Did you guys find anything at the Dollar Tree?
It was very disappointing. They had stuff in it for $9, $10. No,
But that's how it was. Always been like.
dollars for it was like they.
Yeah, it was never for a dollar.
Yeah.
I think it was the dollar store.
It's a dollar. I just got in. That's only for a lot of body. And that's surprising to long. No, I don't remember the house. Oh my God.
There she is, Miss American. Oh, God. Oh, where'd you get it?
And what Amazon? Okay, don't sit by us. Like, oh, I'm sitting. Yes, yes, yes.
Other people still do it.
Oh, one second, I think I had one.
Yeah.
Lawn.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's always.
I did, I did have that. I have to sit on the edge of not being offended.
Gives me more room.
Yeah, we got to do better than that. I live.
Did you read it?
Read it, oh, there, right there, right, tells you everything. No, Randy.
Do you ever take a seat? Or you can stand.
Yes.
Yeah. It's on.
I can't tell.
Tell him I said happy. Oh, I will. Birthday today, please. Got all that.
Dylan's friend, Dylan's friend.
I didn't see anybody else walking over. Ah, thanks.
Like outside.
Trying to be loud so everyone can hear me.
The DJ.
Is it too loud though? Is this, we're good? A little bit too loud? You can see that, do that.
Alternatively, I can talk like this. What's preferred, like this or?
Yeah.
Or like this.
No.
Good, I like the interactive crowd will be helpful. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is JD Klippenstein. I am the Director of Development for the Greenhouse Office Authority.
He's gonna have to use a microphone. No, quiet, please.
We're gonna test it. We'll see how. We can make it. But, and I am here today to talk about an upcoming rehab project that is starting in the fall here at both McGraw and Silver Stage. Before I jump in though, I wanted to make sure that you folks all know the different RHA staff that are in the room. Some of them I'm sure you recognize, some of them you might not. I'm gonna start with Hillary over here in the corner. Hillary, you want to introduce yourself?
Executive director for the.
Thank you. And Heidi.
Hi, I know a lot of you.
Hi,
And then just to keep things moving along, we got Kristen, our Director of Asset Management.
So a lot of you guys.
Yeah. Imagine
Hi,
Kristen.
Kristen.
We've got April in the back there, our Public Affairs Officer.
Way back.
Yeah. We have Coral Flores, he's a project manager with our development department. Got Hetty Reed, who's also a senior project manager on my team. And then I know, and there's other RHA folks here too. Our other RHA folks want to introduce yourself in your role?
Jessica, I'm the new training assistant manager. We're here. You guys remember me, Karina?
What's that? Sweet. We got Maribel. Yeah, we got a lot of people. So I wanted you to see how many people are here because we're very committed to this project and we're very committed to you. This is an agency-wide effort that we are gonna be here every step of the way. Some of you might have read this one pager, right? It's a bigger scale project. It's probably the biggest rehab project that's happened at this property. And it doesn't happen for quite some time. We're looking at the end of the year, toward the end of the year that's starting, but we wanted to give you information very far in advance, just so you know what's coming and we can make sure to answer your questions and that you would be clear on what it's gonna look like for you. So, as I said, this is a rehab of the property. And right now, we're looking at construction starting in the fall of this year. Likely October of this year, we'll start the construction. And we're looking at 3 phases of construction, about 4 months per phase. So some units will get rehab and those folks that live there will be temporarily relocated and then brought back to those units. And then we'll move on to the next phase in the next phase. But each of those phases should be about 4 months. And in terms of the scope, we're still in the design phase of it. We're going to show you some renderings so you get an idea of what it could look like. But it's going to look beautiful, first of all. It's going to be interior rehab. We're looking at new fixtures, new floorings, new kitchen appliances. It's going to be a really needed update to all of the units. So it's going to feel very much like a new unit inside when you're moved back into your apartments. We're also doing some stuff addressing some of the accessibility issues on site in terms of curbs and some of the landscaping. So there's some other things here, but the property itself is going to feel much nicer when you come back into your new unit. So here are some exterior shots that we wanted to show you.
Is that here?
That's gonna be.
It's an addition.
Before they took the longer.
So this is an idea of so we'll exclude the green trees because obviously not the green trees we have here, but we're gonna look at the exterior of the building. So we're looking at really kind of refreshing the exteriors. And then in particular, there's some other ideas of what the community room might look like from the outside. And then this is some renderings of what we're looking like on the inside. So this is one of the kitchens. So brand new cabinets, different new countertops, appliances.
Recess lighting.
Yeah, some lighting.
Are we gonna get new stoves too?
Believe, yeah.
Yeah.
all
Every time.
New appliances across the board on that front.
Can we go with person? Yes.
They're gonna be electric. I know, you're not the first person to ask. They're gonna be electric. This is an idea of just some of the other ways that, some of the other improvements that will be happening in the units themselves. Again,
Is it gonna be wooden cabinets?
it'll be, this is probably like a veneer, like a finish. I don't know if it's gonna be like actual wood. This is probably a
What are you doing? I
laminate
Hey,
finish, yeah. Yeah, you know,
That's in here.
but you'll have new flooring. It's gonna be the high quality vinyl plank flooring.
oh,
So it's gonna look a lot more refreshed, and a lot more modern. And yeah, a lot brighter colors, more efficient lighting.
but we're listening to long cabinets.
This is the community.
Oh, that's, oh,
Let me go, yeah, let's go back to, this is.
Oh, okay.
What some of the kitchens are gonna be.
okay.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be probably not exact, I can't say it's gonna be a color match, like exactly this flooring, but it's gonna be brand new vinyl flooring. So it'll look like hardwood most likely. I don't know what color it's. Number card.
No more carpeting and no more linoleum.
No, inside.
Oh, thank God.
Very good.
Yeah, we really want to update it, refresh what the look is like inside, and it just makes it easier for maintaining the units as well.
That's the kitchen. What about the living room?
It's gonna extend throughout.
Throughout the house? Same,
Right. The same, I would do the same flooring.
that's easier to clean the carpet.
Yeah. Okay, so I do want to say, this is very, very preliminary. We wanted to give you a sense of what this is gonna look like. This won't be the only resin meeting that we have. As plans get more specific, we will be here to talk to you about it. But in terms of the site, it's the same site. We're not knocking down any buildings. We're not knocking down any exterior walls. We're not moving any of that around. So really, it's just an interior rehab to really refresh what the units are, and ideally what refreshing what we can do here in the community room. But the thing that it is gonna require, and while we have some folks here, to talk you through that, it's gonna require temporary relocation of those tenants. So when your unit is one of those units getting worked on for 4 months, we will be either temporarily relocating you to an available vacant unit on site, and or the housing authority will identify off-site units that you'll be temporarily relocated to. You will not pay rent at those offsite units. You'll continue to pay rent as if you were in your unit here. But you'll be provided with a comparable offsite unit so that you can live there for the 4 months, and then the housing authority will pay for you to move back. So you don't pay expenses moving out or expenses moving in. The housing authority will cover all moving expenses. And as I said, you're not paying rent on those temporarily relocated units. You'll continue to pay the rent that you pay here now.
Will we get an advance notice on when?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm gonna actually have, so in order to make sure that we did it, we do all this right, we have a team here that we've hired. Housing to home or relocation specialists. This is what they do around the country. They work with housing authorities. They're gonna talk through all the specifics in just a couple minutes on what relocation is gonna look like. So you have a better sense of what to expect. We have some other questions?
They moved everything out of our place.
Yeah, they'll be paying for a moving company.
It's process, and then if you have questions after,
Yeah.
there's a lot of the questions already, there's a great questions, so we do address them.
Is there any units that are exempt?
Yeah, all the units are included in this project. Including Silver Sage, yes.
Because we're, Silver Sage is not to be done until.
No, there is gonna be some phasing, but the phasing will include units in both properties and all the phases. So we're not waiting to do Silver Sage till after McGraw. The property's being split up into these 3 phases. We're still determining exactly which buildings are in which phase.
So that means when people come in and start working on the floors, they're working on the floors in this unit, that unit, this unit.
It'll be the building by building. There'll be buildings that are in the same unit. They'll be vacant. They're gonna do the whole thing, the whole scope of work in that 4-month period. And then that unit will be fully rehabbed. And then they'll move, then those folks will move in, the folks in the next phase will be temporarily relocated.
So
And
it's
then this work will begin there.
about a 4-month process.
About a 4-month process, yes.
So we will get our apartment back then.
Yes, yes. You will move back to your unit.
What do we do about the post office and the mail?
Yeah.
How do we get it?
Good question. Good question. Again, housing to homes, I talk about that. Are there any questions? If there are relocation questions, please hold them, because I know Willow and Yasmin are gonna be here to talk through that a little bit. Yeah. No, fine.
Are you gonna replace the glass in the windows because the wind was right through into my living
Yeah, we are. We're replacing the
room?
units.
Okay.
So it's gonna be much more energy efficient unit as well in terms of insulation on the windows and those things.
So it's supposed to save us money.
Ideally, I'm heating, because you're gonna be able to keep more of the heat inside than you will
The ceiling fan's gonna stay?
now.
Oh, no, no, we have to have.
Well, sorry, the ceiling fans, there'll be a fan, just not the fan that you have now.
Oh, it'll be now.
Yeah, some of it's paid for the ones in the bedroom.
Say that again?
We paid, I forget how long ago.
We have the
second
option to
fan.
pay for fans in the
So
second.
you paid to have a second fan.
And for having them.
Yes.
And we like to keep them.
Okay. So we can, we're gonna connect with SM, your property management here, so we can get a good count on what that is. Just so, I don't want to say yes or no until I can for sure give you 100%.
You said you're only working on the outside of this.
Inside.
So that means the screens that we have. It's like real good screens, so we said. I hate.
Oh,
that.
the screens?
They're gorgeous.
Are you talking about the screens to the door or to like the dividers?
No, the screen doors.
Of the lead,
If
and
we-
unless there's an
if
accessibility concern, we're putting screen doors on.
they're being replaced, Because the ones that we have now are absolutely.
I appreciate it.
So much.
Coral here is taking notes, first of all, so I don't have the for sure answer on that. I do know that unless there may be some accessibility issues with the screen door, sometimes you can't, if someone needs mobility access, we may remove the screen doors in that situation. But per HUD guidelines, we have to have a certain amount of clearance on some of those doors. So in some circumstances, we may end up removing those screen doors, but I need to clarify. We're treating we're treating the same scope of work. So what I'm saying here applies to McGraw and Saber State.
Hold the question. They're safe. Ours are safe. We can lock them and be secure.
Good.
So what we'll do here is probably take.
Take some notes, yeah.
Because the scope isn't finalized yet. The scope work. So they're looking to go everything you guys are saying. Can't, is on this every single thing, but we can certainly make note of it. And this is a good time for you guys to tell us kind of the things you like.
So we got screen doors, we got the second fans and the other one, which is good to know about. Anything else
Yes,
that you want to throw out, just so I can make sure we can connect with the architect on
I
it.
don't particularly like the placement of the smoke alarms.
Like the smoke alarms. I cannot guarantee anything on that,
Every
but I'll
time
but I'll write it off.
every time you try to use your broiler, smoke alarm.
Okay. I can't tell you that that's in the scope, but I will verify, but that might be something that we don't change. We will double check.
So the safety thing, but you leave our stove on and it burns. So it is.
So basically, you're letting them go.
That's not, okay. It's like it's a replacing, it's not, we're not going into this stuff. They're fine.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's just try and keep it down so that this way, because someone may have the same question that you have.
Thank you.
Okay, my neighbors here, they're short. Okay, the ceiling fan, they're in the ceiling.
Mhm.
When it goes off, they can't reach it.
Oh, the smoke alarm?
Yeah,
Okay. The height,
you know, the thing is, I thought, they're king. That's ridiculous.
okay. Smoke alarms, double concern.
Just get away from the kitchen.
Okay, no, thank you for raising that concern.
Why don't we go home and ask questions later?
Yeah, and I just want, because the rest of the meeting, we're gonna talk through the relocation process, because obviously that has an impact on you. I just wanted, is there anything else in terms of the scope that we've discussed?
No.
Okay. And then moving forward, we want to make sure that you're aware of kind of the executive leadership team in terms of what's happening in terms of development. I here am the director of development, JD Pippenstein, and we also have Heidi and Hillary. And as I said, it's really an agency-wide effort. So the decisions that are being made here, the agency is taking very seriously. We want to make sure that your concerns are heard. So I appreciate you raising concerns around smoke alarms and the screen doors. We are going to make sure, we'll have another opportunity to meet with you all to talk about what the scope's gonna look like when it's closer to finalized. And additionally, we'll have a lot more communication via housing to home when it comes to relocation.
You showed pictures. Oh, few years back
That was
of
actually
the
a
unit,
recurring.
of the unit. Are you gonna sod the outside?
Wait, but the landscape?
Yeah.
The landscape is just for, don't pay attention to, it's just for aesthetics.
It's just for step.
Yeah, this isn't representative of what the landscape is gonna look like.
So we're still looking at.
We're looking to do some repairs on the landscaping, but not an overhaul by any means. So there's some areas which I know there's some concerns around.
And they took the lawn down.
And depending on the budget that we have total, we will look to do the landscape. Good. You're talking about the chart back here? Yeah. Yeah, so the biggest changes are gonna be happening inside the unit. There will be some minor changes outside. Again, though, that depends on the budget we have and we're putting as much money as we can inside so that it improves your quality of life indoors. And then if we have the budget, we will include some items here, but again, we're still verifying some of them. Yes.
So if you look at it, a change our shower.
Okay.
Are we gonna have to come back and do that after the time?
If you want to use the same shower head? Okay, well, one, that perfect segue, because that's something to let Housing to Home know, and then two, I'll get back to you on keeping it at home. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, thank you. All right, well, hey, thank you for the questions. Our contact information is on the one sheet that you have there. And then also, if you have any other questions, please please feel free to reach out. We've set up an email specific to this project that goes to the whole development team. So if you have a question, you can email there. Also, feel free to connect with property management and they'll direct you to us or to someone else in the agency to answer your questions. So please feel free to reach out if you have additional questions.
What are your work hours?
For, for this, yeah. So I'm gonna turn this over to, and in terms of contact information, like I was saying, we created an email that you can email to directly. It comes to me and my team. It's mcg@renoha.org. And then also there's a phone number with an extension 279. And that comes to the development department as well. So if you have other questions, feel free to email or give us a phone call.
I don't see his phone numbers.
The one that you got already, you're on the first note.
The first notice, that's for the invitation to the meeting.
When I got yesterday.
Yeah, so the contact information was, when you got the notice for the meeting, that contact information is on that notice. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Willow, who is with Housing to Home. And they are our relocation specialists on this project. Just to clarify, they are not RHA staff. We've contracted with them as a third party to make sure that they can provide really robust services in terms of you navigating the temporary relocation with the project. That, I'm gonna turn it over.
How far, how is everybody?
Just, in terms of meetings, I just want to point out that we do have another meeting scheduled. It's going to go over the same information. So it won't be different information. So if you're not able to make that meeting, it's the same information you're hearing now. If you'd like to come and see if there's other questions that are asked, you're more than. Yes.
Yes. Sure.
You're more than welcome to come to the other meeting, but it will be the same information.
Thank you. How is everybody feeling so far, just hearing about construction?
Right.
Have you heard an excited?
I know,
Okay.
I'm excited, but I just want to know how far you mean you're gonna be moving us.
Excited.
It's just so convenient right
Okay,
here.
great.
We got
Great.
dollar store and all that stuff. And a lot of us are disabled, so we don't wanna have to. I can't.
Okay.
Okay, I hear you. We'll go over some of those concerns with these slides. First and foremost, I'm just gonna introduce myself and Yasmin over here. I am Willow Dion. I am the Senior Relocation Manager for Washington State, California, and Nevada. And then Yasmin is actually on-site staff in Reno projects and is currently working with the Reno Housing Authority on a different project. And it's just come here to this meeting as well, but to welcome you all to this process and get to know this side of this.
And we'll be hiring you the whole time.
Yes, there will be somebody on site when it's time for your relocation, and there will be somebody on site to assist all of you. So RHA already went over what the renovations may look like for all of you. Next, we're going to go over relocation process. I do ask that we wait until the end for questions, because a lot of questions you might have, we might address within this presentation. And then we'll go over next steps and what that's going to look like for all of you. Housing to Home is a national company. We work all over the United States. It was founded in Boston, Massachusetts by Hannah and Katie. This is Katie Provencher. This is Hannah Jacobson. They work really, really closely with all of their projects. They try to be super hands-on. if they could have been here or when we could have been here today, they absolutely would have. It is a woman business enterprise, so that means that it's owned and operated by women, the CEO, Hannah Dickinson as well. Our mission, our biggest part of our mission is to support residents and clients. Our job is to make sure that everything runs as smoothly as possible when it comes to relocation. Because we understand in the best way that we can, that this is your home, and no matter what, no matter if you're excited about it, it's still gonna be hard to do. So one of the things that we do is we do one-on-one assessments with every single resident once construction starts picking up and once the relocation process starts. So that means that the on-site staff, which maybe Yasmin and maybe someone else, will meet individually with each resident and their household to determine their needs. During those assessments, we try to make you as comfortable as possible. So you can bring your friends, you can bring your family to those assessments, ask as many questions as you need. Some questions you may have may be super personal and you don't want to ask in a group setting, and we actually encourage you to wait for the one-on-ones to ask those questions. That's a great time to bring any of that is when those start. We also ask for your emergency contacts. We figure out what temporary relocation unit you might need. And we provide all the assistance that we can. And that does include translation services. So if anybody needs their notices translated to a different language, or any of the meeting schedules, any of the meetings translated to a different language, we make sure that that all gets translated for all of you. So this is the relocation process. This is just a super general overview of what the relocation process looks like. The first one is going to be we call it a GIN, which is just short for general information notice. That is a notice that goes out to the resident and tells you very generally what's going to be happening at the property. You all have not received that notice yet. You will receive one eventually, just not yet. After that, GIN comes, an on-site housing to home relocation manager starts. So they start on-site, make it as easy as possible for you to access the on-site manager. They do those one-on-one assessments that I spoke about, meet with each of these individually. They explain the redevelopment that's going to be happening here, the relocation process, and how we assist. Oh, I'm sorry, I see you. I'll come to you. I'll come to you right at the end here, okay? After that, you get, this is a temporary relocation where you're only going to be temporarily out of your home. So you get a 30-day notice to vacate. That means that you have to be vacated at the end of those 30 days. We assist with all of that. We assist with moving in and out. If you need packing help, we make sure you get packing help. We try to make this as smooth and easy as possible. Including disconnecting and reconnecting your services. So internet, phone lines, anything like that. We will help you reconnect and disconnect to your new temporary place. Okay, so next thing that you all are going to get is that general information notice. So that's just going to provide you that general scope of what's happening on site. We're going to conduct the assessments with all of you. That'll be an on-site staff that does those in person in your home. So they can see what your home looks like and see what they're going to need to who they're going to need to bring in to help you move. Could be packing assistants or movers or something, or extra help from movers. That's something that we're going to address with you at one time. So the movers are always professional licensed and bonded movers. We tend to use 1 to 2 movers per project. Sometimes you all get to know the movers, like your neighbor moved, and you meet the movers and you're like, oh, they're really nice, I like them. Or I don't like them so much. Can we go with a different mover? Take that into account. 100%. We'll talk to you all about that. Make sure you are as comfortable and as possible during this entire process. Sometimes you just need to vent a little bit, and we're here for that too. So again, these are all the notices that are going to go out. One that I missed talking about was the introduction letter. First and foremost, it'll be that gym. The introduction letter will introduce the on-site staff. So the housing development team member that will be here Monday through Friday to support you all. After that, it will be the 30-day notice of relocation. You'll have to move at the end of that 30 days. And then lastly, the notification of return, which means, hey, your apartment's ready. It's time to move back. I see you. I'll get back to you, I promise. So next steps, please do not pack and move right now. You're just gonna, I will just stress yourself out, I promise. We will make sure you are ready and prepared to move when it is time. We will make sure you have boxes, packing materials, and everything that you need to move. But at this time, we don't need to worry about it too much. On-site person will be here in the fall to help and start those one-on-one assessments. The 30-day notice will then happen. Then we'll help you move to your temporary unit. You'll be all settled there, and then about 4 months later, you'll get your return letter to be back to your apartment. All right, now we can go to questions. I'll go back here because I know that you had one right here. They'll be here. Yes, I'm seeing personal recovery, but that's what the office is. I'll get right to you.
How long does it take your organization to move one individual from their use to the new unit?
Well, that depends on how fast you want to go. We do have emergency relocation, so we can move somebody in 24 hours.
And that, you're talking about furniture and everything else?
Yes.
Yes. They wouldn't show up.
We wouldn't do that to you. You'll get your 30-day notice,
And then after,
and then after the 30
then
days,
after you get the notice, our responsibility to pack our own house.
you'll do a one-on-one assessment with the on-site staff, and they'll help you determine what you need help with. So if you need help packing, then we'll get you packing assistance, and someone will come help you pack up your home.
But when they actually move you, you leave one day,
Yes, they
they
do.
set you up and you're ready to go.
Yes, they do. I saw this one. first.
Yes,
I don't
and
believe.
some of us are disabled in this complex and elderly. If they move us, will they move us to another senior complex or a family unit, or will it be like here or Silverado only?
So
Or-
not necessarily. It's a possibility. This is just a temporary relocation, so we have to make sure all your reasonable accommodations are met. So if you're like pull bars in the bathroom or something that you have to have, or wheelchair accessibility that you have to have in the unit, that would be in your temporary unit, but it's not necessarily senior housing because it's not a permanent housing option.
Ground level, like they are now.
Oh, and I just want to also mention too that we've had recent conversations with HUD, and HUD has indicated that currently based on data for our region, there is not enough to support that there are senior housing properties. So our properties are actually designated as general occupancy, which means over time that any household that is eligible for public housing or resident housing will be able to. And that will be the same at our other public housing complex.
So we have to move our furniture in order to.
Movers will move your furniture. Please don't try to move your furniture. We'll have.
There's no.
Yes.
There's moving and we'll have some transportation.
Yeah, we'll have all of your stuff either stored in a storage container with temporary furniture at your temporary place, or all of your belongings will go with you and then move back. Yes.
What, do you know at this time what buildings you're starting with, or anybody starting here and then going?
We don't currently know the phasing schedule like JD said, but it will be coming up in the future and we'll let you know as soon as possible.
You'll let us know before 30 days, right?
Yeah. We'll know before 30 days. Yeah.
So with the transition from here to the other place, is that gonna be, I mean, I can't use there.
Mhm.
Is that gonna be around?
So if you have a need like that, that is when you would bring it up in your one-on-one assessment and let the on-site manager know so that when they're finding your temporary housing, they can take that into account for you. Yeah. Your animals will go with you.
So we're all not going to the same place.
No, you won't be going all to the same place. It'll be different places.
And
I'm one of the things.
10 miles away.
They have to be close by. But get them as close as possible.
Yeah.
Any other questions? That's unfortunate.
So beautiful here. Everyone will be very happy.
You're gonna see the new renovations and be like, I'm moving back. You're gonna pop.
Are those senior buildings or?
Yeah, the Oravada Senior, which is by a local nonprofit, and those are designated senior housing.
They do painting. We get to do painting, yeah. So the whole house will get painted and it's like, wow.
Yeah, they said holding when you bring on.
After going through the relocation process, does that make anyone feel a little bit better?
No, I want to be relocated right here.
Well, you're only going a little bit. You're only going.
But it's gonna be
And
for
it
sure
can't be
thing that
here,
we
we
get
don't
our
know.
place right. Back,
But it's, yes, when it can be here, we don't know yet, right?
We may have some units that we're able to relocate, but it won't be
I can
everyone.
move
who's
right
able
next door.
to be able to stay.
And I could get right next door.
Yeah, because we have.
So we've been trying to hold some empty units so that this way, as we know, we have to relocate people, we may have the ability to have some people on site. But again, it really depends on the phasing and then also just how many people are in that phase. We won't be able to accommodate.
Of course,
Of course.
Some of us are, we'll start with us first.
We have to do our own boxes for.
No,
No,
We have,
they said they do it all.
Yeah,
It depends on the
first provided.
I'm very grateful.
So.
Yeah, I'm good too. So thank you.
We appreciate.
Very much, very much.
To have a community like in the parking lot of garage sale. That we want to get loud.
That's gonna be with the council, and we are trying to get one set up.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of my apartment.
So,
When are they gonna, I heard they're gonna do the silver on it. Are they gonna be doing theirs first or they're starting soon?
the Silverado will also be starting late summer to fall. Any other questions?
Yeah.
okay, so,
It's usually year long.
Yeah.
So you'll be out of your home for 4 months and then you'll move back, but the project is first projected to take a year until that includes everyone.
So not
So
only.
it really just depends what phase you're in. So if you're in phase one,
You better be there for
you
Christmas.
maybe off site for Christmas, if you're, or the holidays, I should say, if you're in phase two, you may be here for the new year and then you relocated after that.
So will we know what day?
Yes, so once we're further along in construction scheduling, we'll come back out, we'll let everyone know what the anticipated phases are. And then housing to home will be working primarily with that first phase of residents initially to make sure that everyone in that phase is ready to come.
Should we get a choice of what things?
yeah.
Some of us are really extremely close and we live next to each other and that's my fear. is I'm in contact with my friends.
Not for 4 months. You will be back.
4 months is long, long time.
Take up.
Someone that you're, the remain club, you could talk with Helping to Home about that, and we may be able to find units that are in nearby proximity.
We do take preferences into account, but necessities will always come first. We have a question right here.
When are you gonna take up this, asphalt? I saw people out
That
there,
would be the exterior.
That's
It's cracking so
you know,
bad.
it's got nice stuff, and they said they were gonna take it up.
Well,
Actually,
for that
somebody fell
asphalt
today.
replacement is part of asphalt replacement is part of the scope of work.
Yeah, because somebody actually fell today because one of the cracks.
Yeah, there's a huge crack in the, to that, junction on my side.
Yes.
And it's huge. I've almost fallen so many times.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
mine,
there.
even with my,
Yes, I felt really bad out there.
And you need to get rid of it and redo it, not just put shit on top, you know?
Do we have any other questions?
No.
Yes.
Is there any chance we're gonna get rid of the rocks? They are so dangerous. We can't even wash our outside windows.
Because it's something we could take.
I know. And we have our place over there where the office is, in the back to have like the RV and all that stuff.
There will be some benches that are installed, and then, I believe a barbecue area.
How about one of those over?
Yeah, the zero.
Yeah,
There is.
So right now, we have like kind of a wish list, and
yeah.
then we have our budget. And we're trying to fit as much of the wish list into our budget.
Well, our wish was from years ago, we wished.
Yeah.
Heidi was here.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is we're still ironing out exactly what the cost is on
Yeah.
the interior and then
Well, cause I noticed everybody else got all theirs done and we didn't.
Okay. Well, so this is different funding that's coming in to help us do this project. So we're trying to max out.
Yeah.
I just don't want to say, yeah, it's gonna be there. and
I know, I'm just saying it's more of a community when we could do things together and that's one thing we could do together.
I'll make sure that that's noted. We are trying our best to. include-
Yeah.
We know that those community amenities are important.
And just so you all know, there is gonna be another resident meeting that will go over what's actually going to happen in the future.
Okay,
This is just one to let you all know what's going on.
thank you. Well, thank you for doing that. Thank you guys very much. Thanks, everyone.
Dark cabinets and that beautiful gray wood looking. My son took, does flooring and he goes, I can do yours.
I know.
I'm a god. No, can't do that.
Well, we'll be around if there's any questions that you want to ask individually. We'll be around for the next little bit. And then, as mentioned, we'll be back out on Thursday to provide the same information. You're welcome to come if you want to hear it again or hear the questions that are asked. And then we'll be back out with more information. to update everyone.
Okay,
Thank you.
I can think of some when I get home.
You can digest the information.
I think how we did it was happening.
No.
These are the days I can get some-
They do this- they do this-
I know, it's like right in the doorway, can't stay.
We wanted to play back the topic. Yeah. We're glad we the opportunity.
And just stay online now.
Yeah.
I heard it. I see what you're doing with your balance.
Everybody.
Is there any? Add additional exterior lighting along the wall behind our houses. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
I got the email.
McG, I remember it. Coral, is it McG project?
MG,
MCG
MCG.
project. At Reno RH. Reno HA, sorry. Reno HA.
Oh, HA.
Yeah. Backward.
Okay, so is there any, it's just like this?
Yeah, no spacing. For, this is correct, right? McGraw projects at.
Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna look really, really good.
Is that it? Yeah. Of course, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
You're okay?